Welcome back to Top Liberty Coins, the channel where history meets hidden value. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1982 Lincoln cent. You might think a penny is just 1 cent, but the 1982 Lincoln penny is different. Some versions of this coin are selling for hundreds of dollars, even close to $787.99 in top condition, so grab your magnifying glass, coin folder, and curiosity, because this story is packed with twists, varieties, and rare treasures hiding in plain sight. The background of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. For decades, it was made from 95% copper, giving it that classic reddish-brown tone, but by 1982, the U.S. Mint faced a big problem. The price of copper skyrocketed. It started costing more than 1 cent just to make a penny. That forced the mint to make one of the biggest changes in U.S. coin history. The big change of 1982 was a transition year, the year everything changed. The U.S. Mint switched from copper pennies to zinc pennies coated with copper. That means there are two different metal types for 1982 pennies: copper, 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper coating. And here's where things get really interesting. There were 7 major varieties of the 1982 penny, the 7 varieties EXPLNED. In 1982, the mint made multiple design and metal combinations. Here they are: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D small date zinc, 1982 D large date zinc. But one mysterious coin, the 1982 D small date copper penny, is extremely rare and valuable. The rare 1982 D small date copper PNNY. This coin shouldn't exist. The Denver Mint supposedly made only zinc pennies in the small date style, but a few copper planchets were accidentally left in the machines. Collectors discovered them years later, and since then, the 1982 D small date copper penny has become a legendary find. In top condition, this coin has sold for over $15,000, and even circulated examples can fetch hundreds or thousands depending on the grade. How to tell copper from zinc? Want to know if your 1982 penny is copper or zinc? It's simple: weigh it. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. You can use a digital jewelry scale to check. That small difference could make the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of dollars. Large date versus small date. Here's how you can identify the date style. Large date: the date in 1982 has a thick top and sits higher. Small date: the date looks thinner and more balanced. On the small date, the 2 also sits slightly higher than the 9. Collectors love spotting these differences. It's like coin detective work. Why 1982 is so important to coin collectors? 1982 wasn't just a mint change, it was a moment of transformation. It marked the end of nearly 73 years of copper pennies and the beginning of a new era of zinc coins. That makes 1982 cents a historical pivot point, and collectors across the world are always hunting for all 7 types. Some even call it the year of the penny. How to spot a valuable 1982 PNNY? Not all 1982 pennies are rare, but here's what to look for: mint mark, small date, heavier copper weight, no signs of damage or corrosion. If you find one that meets those signs, don't spend it. You could be holding a mini treasure. Current market value and price. Ideas of today: the 1982 Lincoln cent market is thriving. Here's a rough guide for what collectors are paying. Common 1982 zinc or copper cents, 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated 1982 small date copper, $5, $251982. D small date zinc in mint state, $50, $1001982. D small date copper, rare, $700 to $15,000 depending on grade. And yes, even mid-grade versions are worth around $787.99 in collector markets. How to check if your penny is genuine? Sadly, because the 1982 D copper small date is so valuable, counterfeits exist. To confirm authenticity, weigh your coin accurately, use a magnet. Real copper isn't magnetic. Compare with verified examples from trusted coin sites. Or get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC, the most trusted coin grading services. How to store and protect your souvenirs. If you find a special 1982 penny, Protect it right away. Store it in a 2x2 coin flip, a non-PVC holder or a slab if it's graded. Keep it dry, away from humidity, and never polish it. Cleaning can reduce its value dramatically. Famous auction sales in 2017, a 1982 small date copper penny sold for nearly $18,000 at auction. Collectors were shocked because many thought it didn't even exist. That sale confirmed the coin's legendary status and ignited a new wave of penny searching across America. How to start collecting Lincoln CNTS. If you're new to coin collecting, the 1982 penny is a great place to start. Try collecting all 7 varieties, plus the rare 8th one, the 1982 copper small date. It's a fun challenge and a great way to learn mint marks, dates, and metal types. Start by checking your pocket change. You never know what you might find. Conclusion: the legacy of the 1982 PNNY. The 1982 Lincoln cent is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a story of economics, and a symbol of transition. Some are worth just 1 cent, but others could change your collection forever. So next time you see a 1982 penny, take a closer look, because that small coin might just be worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating coin stories, only on Top Liberty. Coins, together, let's uncover the treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and valuable modern Lincoln pennies, the 1983 Lincoln cent. You might think a 1983 penny is just 1 cent, but some of these coins have shocked collectors by selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so special, how to spot the rare ones, and why its market value has reached up to $787.98 and even more in auctions. The origin of the 1983 Lincoln PNNY. The story begins in 1982, when the U.S. Mint made a historic change. Before 1982, Lincoln pennies were made mostly of 95% copper, but due to rising metal costs, the Mint decided to switch to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. By 1983, all pennies were supposed to be zinc, but here's where things get interesting. Some 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on old copper planchets, creating an extremely rare and valuable variety. The Denver Mint DMRK. The D you see on a 1983 penny stands for Denver, where millions of Lincoln cents were produced, but among these millions, a few were struck with incredible errors, making them worth hundreds or even thousands of times their face value. Collectors hunt specifically for the 1983 D with certain characteristics, especially the double die reverse and the copper planchet error. The design: Abraham Lincoln's legacy. The coin features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, first used in 1909. On the obverse, you see the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1983 with the D mint mark. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing unity and American strength. Even though millions were minted, the smallest differences, like an extra line, a thicker letter, or a metal variation, can transform a 1 cent coin into a collectible treasure. The material change: copper to zinc. This is the turning point in the penny's history. Before 1982, pennies weighed about 3.11 grams, copper. After the change, zinc pennies weighed 2.5 grams. If you find a 1983 D penny that weighs around 3.1 grams, that's a red flag. It could be one of the ultra-rare copper planchet errors. Such coins have been confirmed by grading companies like PCGS and NGC and sold for hundreds to thousands of dollars. The 1983 D copper planchet error. This error happens when leftover copper blanks from 1982 were accidentally used in 1983 production. Only a handful of these coins exist, because they are technically wrong metal coins. They are rare mint mistakes that the collecting world goes crazy. 4.1 authenticated examples sold for over $15,000 in auction. Imagine finding one in your old change jar. The double die reverse. Another big reason for the coin's fame is the 1983 D double die reverse. If you look closely at the back side, especially the lettering 1 cent or United States of America, you might see clear doubling. That doubling can be strong enough to see without magnification. A perfect DDR 1983 D in top condition can sell for anywhere between $250 and $800, depending on grade and visibility. How to spot a valuable 1983 D PNNY. To find a rare one, here's what you should do: weigh the coin. If it's about 3.1 grams, you've got a copper error. Use a magnifier. Check for doubling on the reverse letters. Look at the surface and shine. Uncirculated coins are worth far more. Check for professional grading labels from PCGS, NGC, or Anax. Even a small detail can turn a 1-cent coin into a $700 find. Current market value as of 2025, collectors are still paying strong premiums for high-grade 1983 D cents. A clean, uncirculated 1983 D with minor mint luster can fetch $2, $10. A DDR variety may bring $100 to $800, depending on clarity, and the copper planchet 1983 D, the king of them all, has sold for over $15,000 in auctions. Even mid-range examples are often valued around $787.98, a price that continues to climb with demand. Grading and certification collectors rely on professional graders to confirm authenticity. If you suspect you have a valuable coin, send it to PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. These companies verify the coin, protect it in a holder, and assign a grade that determines its value. Higher grades like MS65, MS66, and MS67 can double or triple the price. Why the 1983 D is so popular. Collectors love stories, and this coin has it. A transition year mystery. A hidden copper treasure. A strong doubling error. Affordable find still in circulation. That combination makes the 1983 D one of the most exciting pennies of the modern era. Tips for new coin collectors. If you're new to coin hunting, here are some quick tips. Always keep a digital scale and magnifying glass. Store coins safely in non-PVC holders. Learn from grading photos online. Watch auctions on eBay and heritage auctions to understand real prices. Every great collector started with curiosity, just like you. Record sales and auction history. Let's talk about real money. In 2019, a verified 1983 D copper penny sold for over $15,000. A DDR 1983 D graded MS67 fetched $700. And some rare red, uncirculated examples keep setting new records each year. The market is alive, and prices are growing steadily as more collectors realize how few of these coins exist. The future value. Prediction experts believe the 1983 D Lincoln cent will continue to appreciate over time. As coin collecting becomes more popular online, demand for verified mint errors will rise. So even a $10 penny today might be worth hundreds or even thousands in the future. It's not just a coin, it's a small piece of American minting history. Final words and channel message. So next time you go through your change, don't ignore those 1983 pennies. That dull brown coin might be a hidden jackpot worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This has been Top Liberty Coins, your #1 source for rare coin discoveries, market updates, and numismatic stories. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below what rare coins you found. Stay tuned, more hidden treasures and valuable coin guides are coming your way. Remember, sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest value. Thank you for watching, and keep searching. Your next penny could be worth a fortune. Today, we dive deep into one of the most surprising coins in U.S. history, the 1991 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just another cent you might find in your pocket change, but under the surface lies a secret world of minting mystery, collector excitement, and hidden worth. Some 1991 D pennies have sold for up to $787.97 or more, depending on condition and mint errors. Let's unfold this coin's full story, from its birth at the Denver Mint to its shining place in collector history. The history of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and quickly became one of the most beloved coins in the U.S. The design by Victor David Brenner featured Lincoln's bust on the front and wheat ears on the reverse. Over the decades, the penny evolved through several designs, but the Lincoln portrait remained a classic symbol of American pride. The 1991 D issue and the Denver Mint. The 1991 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, making them common in circulation. However, not all were created equal. Tiny imperfections during minting turned a few of these pennies into collector's gold. Those rare examples now attract big bids in coin auctions across the United States. Design details and FEATURES. The 1991 D Lincoln penny features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. The inscriptions include Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the year 1991. On the reverse, you see the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to America's 16th president. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. These fine details are what make the Lincoln cent an art piece in miniature. Material and composition. 1991, the U.S. Mint was producing pennies with a core of 97.5% zinc and a thin copper plating of 2.5%. This change started in 1982 to save production costs, as pure copper pennies became too expensive to mint. Because of this, the 1991 D penny is lighter than older cents, just 2.5 grams. However, some early 1991 test strikes may have been made using leftover copper planchets, and those are extremely rare and valuable today. Rare varieties and error pennies. This is where the real treasure hunt begins. Collectors are always searching for error coins, and the 1991 D Lincoln penny has several. Some rare varieties include double die obverse, where the date or Liberty appears doubled, center strikes, where part of the design is missing, clipped planchet errors, where a piece of the coin's edge is cut off, die cracks or die breaks, forming raised lines on the surface. Each of these minting mistakes increases the value dramatically. How to spot a valuable 1991 D penny? Take your 1991 D penny and examine it under bright light or a magnifier. Look for doubling on the letters of Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, or the date. Check both sides for any uneven thickness, cracks, or missing parts of the design. A flawless or unusual penny can be worth much more than face value. Sometimes, collectors have discovered these valuable coins sitting unnoticed in old jars or rolls of change. Grade and condition matter most. The grade of a coin, its condition, plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS 70. A 1991 D penny in heavily worn condition may only be worth a few cents, but one in MS 67 or MS 68 red condition can sell for hundreds of dollars, even touching $787.97 or more. The shine, luster, and lack of scratches make a huge difference to collectors and grading companies like PCGS or NGC. The market value today. The coin market is always changing, and the 1991 D penny continues to rise in interest. High-grade examples regularly appear in auctions, where collectors are eager to own a perfect specimen. In today's market, a certified 1991 D in mint state red can reach $500 to $800, while rare errors might go beyond $1,000. This proves that even modern coins can carry unexpected value if they are rare enough. Collector demand and popularity. Why do collectors love the 1991 D Lincoln penny so much? Because it represents the modern era of U.S. coinage, yet still holds the charm of old craftsmanship. It's an accessible coin for beginners, but with enough variations to excite advanced collectors. Its balance of beauty, history, and hidden worth keeps it a star in the world of small cent collecting. Auction records and sales. Some of the highest recorded sales for 1991 D pennies have amazed the coin community. One near perfect example, graded MS 68 red by PCGS, sold for nearly $787.97, while others have gone for even more in private sales. Collectors often compete fiercely for these rare coins, and prices can skyrocket depending on bidding wars and market hype. How to store and protect your pennies? If you believe you have a valuable 1991 D penny, handle it carefully. Always use cotton gloves and avoid touching the surfaces directly. Store the coin in an acid-free holder, coin flip, or capsule to prevent scratches or tarnishing. Keep it in a dry, cool place away from humidity. Remember, a well-preserved coin can appreciate in value over time. How to get your coin graded? To verify your penny's value, consider sending it to a professional grading service such as PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. These companies will evaluate the authenticity, condition, and strike quality of your coin. A high grade on a certified holder can multiply its value instantly, attracting more buyers and giving you peace of mind. The historical significance. The Lincoln penny is more than just money, it's a piece of America's identity. The 1991 D version marks over 80 years of continuous production, a record few coins can claim. It connects generations, reminding us of Abraham Lincoln's leadership and the American spirit of perseverance. Each penny tells a story of history, art, and discovery waiting in plain sight. Final thoughts and call to action. And so next time you see a 1991 D. Lincoln penny, don't overlook it, take a closer look. You might be holding a rare piece worth hundreds of dollars. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a journey through time, value, and national pride. Stay tuned to Top Liberty Coins for more deep dives into the world of rare pennies, nickels, dimes, and dollars. Like, share, and subscribe to help our community of coin lovers grow. Together, we uncover the hidden treasures in our pockets and keep history alive, 1 cent at a time. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern treasures, the 2000 D. Lincoln cent, a coin that might look ordinary but has shocked collectors with its incredible value of up to $787.96, and sometimes even more. Before you toss your loose change aside, stay with me till the end of this video, because this 1 cent coin could change the way you look at every penny forever. The legend of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent is more than just a small piece of copper-plated zinc. It's a symbol of American history, introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin became the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real person's face. Over the decades, it has gone through design changes, metal composition shifts, and countless varieties, but one thing remains constant: coin collectors' love for the Lincoln penny. The year 2000, a turning point. The year 2000 marked the dawn of a new millennium, and for the U.S. Mint, it was a time of transition, experimentation, and production challenges. The Denver Mint, marked D. Over 8 billion Lincoln cents were struck that year. Most were ordinary, but a few, very few, turned out to be special, unique, and worth hundreds of dollars. Why 2000 DISSPCAL? At first glance, the 2000 D. Lincoln penny might look like any other modern coin. But under a magnifying glass, collectors began noticing fascinating minting errors, die variations, and striking imperfections that gave certain coins unique identities, and therefore, incredible value. From double die obverse to off-center strikes, some of these 2000 D cents stand as examples of minting mysteries that make the world of numismatics so exciting. Material and design details. The 2000 D penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing 2.5 grams. On the obverse, front, side is the famous profile of Abraham Lincoln, with the words "I in God we trust," liberty, and the year 2000 followed by the D mint mark beneath the date. The reverse, back, side showcases the Lincoln Memorial, flanked by United States of America and E pluribus unum. Even though it's a modern coin, the craftsmanship and symbolism continue the proud tradition of the Lincoln cent. Series. The hidden errors and varieties. Now, this is where things get interesting. Collectors have identified error varieties in the 2000 D pennies that dramatically raise their value. Die clash errors, where design elements from one side appear faintly on the other. Double die errors, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled under magnification. Enter strikes, the image is misaligned, a favorite among collectors. Wide AM reverse, a rare design mix-up where the spacing between A and M in America is wider than usual. Each of these varieties has its own story and price tag. The rare wide AM DSCOVRY, the 2000 wide AM penny, is one of the most desirable finds from this year. It occurred when the mint accidentally used a proof die meant for collector sets on a regular circulation batch. If your 2000 D penny has the A and M in America separated slightly apart, you might just be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. Grading and condition in coin collecting. Condition is everything. The value of your 2000 D penny depends on its grade, from circulated to uncirculated and mint state, MS. A 2000 D Lincoln cent in MS 68 red, RD, condition has fetched as high as $787.96 in auction, and in some cases, even more when certified by PCGS or NGC. Market value and auction records. Let's talk numbers. While an average 2000 D penny might be worth only a cent, the rare varieties command impressive prices. Regular strike MS 67, $15 to $30. Wide AM error MS 66, $200, $400. High grade MS 68 RD, $787.96 exceptional double die or mint error up to $1,200 in rare sales. That's a massive return for something you could find in your pocket change. How to identify your 2000 D TRASURE. Grab a magnifying glass or a 10x jeweler's loupe. Look closely at the AM and AMRCA, the FG initials near the Lincoln Memorial, the D mint mark under the date, any doubling in Liberty, or the numbers in the date. If you spot anything unusual, you might just have a treasure in your hands. How to store and protect your souvenirs. Once you find a valuable penny, don't clean it or handle it carelessly. Use cotton gloves, coin flips, or airtight capsules to protect it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its numismatic value, so keep it in original condition for grading and resale. Coin grading SERVCS. If you believe you have a rare or error coin, send it to professional graders like ANAX, American Numismatic Association Certification Service. A certified grade can multiply your coin's value and give it official collector credibility. The story behind the value. Every coin has a story. The 2000 D Lincoln cent represents not just a small piece of metal, but a piece of history, artistry, and human error that transformed an everyday penny into a collectible masterpiece. It's a perfect reminder that even the smallest coins can hold great stories and even greater value. Future value. PREDICTON experts believe the market for modern error coins is growing fast. As older collectors retire and new generations enter the hobby, coins like the 2000 D, with visible errors and strong history, are gaining attention and investment potential. A coin worth $700 today could be worth $2,000 or more in the coming decades. Conclusion and call TOACTIO. So next time you get change from the store, take a closer look. That 2000 D penny in your hand might just be worth hundreds of dollars. The key is patience, knowledge, and passion, and that's exactly what we share here on Top Liberty Coins. If you love discovering rare coins, amazing values, and hidden stories from America's minting history, like this video, subscribe to Top Liberty Coins, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next treasure hunt, because here at Top Liberty Coins, every penny tells a story, and yours might be worth more than you think.